This episode is brought to you by American Made Maps. American Made Maps is the premier company producing printed and digital maps of all kinds. It doesn't matter what your project is, if you want the highest quality aerial imagery overlaid with customizable icons and labels, American Made Maps is the spot for you to go. So listen, check out AmericanMadeMaps.com to learn more information and sign up for a free consultation. You'll be glad you did. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Son of a Blitch podcast. I'm your host, George Blitch, and I got to sit down with Matty Nelson with Seekins Precision today, talking about the 2025 lineup, all the new rifles, all the new updates, the innovative design that Seekins Precision is known for. And you guys, you're in for a treat. Make sure you share this with a friend. You check out the show notes and the links below. And you guys, without further ado, here is my podcast with Matty Nelson of Seekins Precision. Y'all enjoy. Matty, how the heck you doing today, man?
So good, man. So good to be back. Thank you for having me back. Just honored to be here.
Dude, man, I'm so stoked. We're going to be talking about all the things that are dropping in 2025 for Seekins Precision. I know this is in the middle of show season too, so I'm glad we got to catch you. How's the show season been so far?
It's been good. So I just got back from Dallas Safari Club, and I'm headed out the door to SHOT Show. Already half my team is on the road this morning. They're headed out for Reno. And then after that we have Western Hunt. So a bunch of shows right in a row. We're super excited about them. So yeah, it's been wild so far, and it's only going to get more crazy the next couple weeks.
Yeah, man. So what are you showcasing? You guys got 5 new rifles in hand. You know, we got it. I'll let you go ahead and list them, and let's just kind of dive in and talk about what's new for 2025.
Yeah, sounds good. So we had big changes. All the bolt guns at Seekins Precision got to change in 2025. So if there's an M3 designator after the name of something you're already familiar with, that just means it's the new generation of stuff we have going on. So the HitPro M3 or the Element M3, and then we have the PH3, which is brand new. It's replacing the PH2, and then we have the Element Hunter, which is kind of the evolution of the Element rifle. So lots and lots of changes. Biggest changes overall are all of the new bolts are 3-lug instead of 4, and they're 60-degree throw instead of 90-degree throw. And there's a couple different reasons for that. To get to 60 degrees, you have to have, or to get the 3-lugs, it has to be a 60-degree throw. But we've got into a lot of design, a lot like why people like the 90 over 60 is you got 30 more degrees to cock that firing pin back. But the new bolt design we have is like a dual cam system. So it wants to come apart and cock that rifle. So it's an easy cock even on 60 degrees, which is great. And then high pressure rounds are coming, right? 7 Backcountry just launched. 277 Fury's been out. There's a bunch more that are under NDA we can't talk about, but like high pressure rounds are coming. And this new 3-lug bolt allows us more lug engagement, allows us bigger, deeper lugs. So it's it's 80,000 PSI instead of 60. That's a lot. So our rifles have already been revamped to handle this higher pressure cartridge, these SAMI spec higher pressure cartridges that are coming down the pipe. So that's the biggest reason for the change. We're super excited about it.
That's amazing. And so you guys got there's some quick change barrel features like toolless stuff. And I mean, you got some carbon fiber barrels. Let's talk about some of those things and some of those new innovations you guys are kicking out.
Yeah, so on the Hit and the Hit Pro, we had the quick change barrel system, which everybody loved. And then we're like, hey man, how do we get that in to some of these other platforms? Again, which just allows you to play around with a bunch of different stuff. So I have a PH3 right here, which is super fun. So it'll be tough to see, but if you go to the website or any of the Seekins YouTube channels, like all of them are there up close, a bunch of B-roll nice and close, so you can get all the details there. But we have a couple different barrel length options. We have 20-inch barrels and then 24-inch barrels for the short actions, which is nice. Everybody is buying suppressors. The suppressor craze is huge. So those 20-inch barrels really allow people that option. On the long action, 22 inches or 26 inches for the long action. So you can pick which barrel length you want, whether you're chasing muzzle velocity or you really want that shorter barrel. Integrated Picatinny rail now, no more bolt-on stuff. Kind of slimmed everything down. Bunch of relief cuts in there. It's super sharp looking. Like it's my favorite gun that we're making on the hunting side right now. It looks super good. Underneath the stock, it's the same on the Element M3. So inside this stock now, we have a Seekins mini chassis. So it makes up the full-length M-LOK rail, the bottom metal, and then the mounting portion for the action makes up the mini chassis on the inside, which no more bedding. We don't have to worry about that stuff, but now it's machined flat surfaces all the way around, which we do amazingly well. So we can take that barreled action in and out a bunch of times. So if you take out the action screws, pull the barreled action out, on the bottom of the action, there is a similar clamp system to what the Hit had. So you loosen one screw, you spin this barrel off by hand, you put the new barrel on by hand, you tighten that screw down, and you're done. Easy day. So it's super fast. You can change. It's still a toolless bolt change. If you're changing from 6 Creedmoor or 6.5 Creedmoor to 6.5 PRC and need the Magnum bolt head, all that is still very similar. You don't need any tools for that. But 2 tools, one for your action screws, one for the Allen screw on the side of the action when you get it out, and you can change your barrel. Still 3 minutes, tailgate of your truck, and you're done. Super simple. So all of our bolt guns now have a quick change barrel system. The Element M3, the Element Hunter, the PH3, they all have the ability to swap those barrels in and out super fast.
That's amazing. And now you got the Hunter muzzle brake on all of these? Is that coming standard?
Yeah. Yep. So the Hunter brake is coming on all of them. It's a radial brake that we designed here. It fits the same profile as all of our barrels. So it's a good finished, clean look. The only one that it is not coming on is the new PH3 NRL, which is in Glacier Blue, which has got so much attention that will probably be offered sooner than later across the rest of the platforms. But it's been a very popular color. But it won't come on that one per NRL rules. If it's mounted on the gun when it leaves the factory, that's what they have to use. So a lot of guys want to use their own brake. So it comes with a thread protector, but the NRL Hunter also, it comes with an ATC muzzle brake in the box. Just not mounted to the gun. And then it has the Trigger Tech Diamond trigger as the upgraded trigger for those kind of more competition style trigger settings that they can adjust to.
Nice. And for people who don't know NRL, go ahead and mention what that means.
Yeah, so it's the National Rifle Series, and it's a big, it's very similar to PRS if you're familiar with that, but geared specifically towards hunting. So it's a lot different than matches that you would be familiar with. You got to start standing, but then you don't know where any of the targets are. You have to find them, arrange them, apply your own dope and data. It's very much a thinker's game. It's a lot of fun. So if you haven't heard of those, or you're looking for, stretching your abilities to the next level, those NRL matches are super fun. And the learning curve is steep. The first one, you're going to be like, oh, don't go with a bunch of feelings because they're going to get hurt. So you go to learn, you're going to have a great time. And then it'll really build, it just bleeds over very well to the hunting side as well. What are things that I can apply in my regular hunting that make me more fast, that make me more accurate, which at the end of the day, those are the only 2 things that matter.
Right. Now, I want to touch base. You mentioned the integrated pick rail, right? Now,
Yes.
Are they all 20 MOA? Are they set up straight like that now?
Yep. Yeah. So everything now, so on the Element M3, it was already integrated into the top of the action. That one's still full length. On the PH3, we split it. So you have the back and the front end, and then mode everything off to save a bunch of weight in the middle. But it is 20 MOA from back to front. So you already have that built in. You're ready to rumble. And that's, machine cuts on the top, trying to lose every ounce we could. We did add an adjustable cheek piece. So that comes on all of the stocked rifles now. You can move this cheek piece up and down. We have length of pull spacers, which was another one that people were asking about, which always makes me laugh a little bit because I got I'm 6'3", my wingspan's 6'7". I got gorilla arms, right? Just big old orangutan swingers. And I shoot everything as short as I can get it. So when guys that are 5'5" are like, I need more length of pull. I don't know if you do, but but we're offering them now because that's what people wanted. But this adjustable cheek piece, we wanted it to be super stiff. We wanted it to not have any wiggle. That's our biggest complaint about anything that is adjustable, is you get that little bit of wiggle, a little bit of wobble. In order to make it as stiff as we wanted, we had to add about a half a pound, that's the trade-off, right? So we had to add about a half a pound of weight here, which means we tried to save it everywhere else we could save it to make sure that we were still meeting that weight. So same with the Element M3, right? That's 5.5 pounds on the short action. We had to add about a half a pound to get that cheek piece in there, but we're getting some back with carbon fiber barrels. So first time that Seekins Precision is doing them, we're doing them here in-house. So we're wrapping those barrels here in-house. It's still Rock Creek Steel 416R match grade barrels, the ones that we've been famous for our accuracy for. to now, that's the biggest question we got at DSC. Like, oh, it's a new carbon fiber barrel. Who's making it? We are. I'm sorry that like my customer voice or whatever is, oh, is this guy right here? But that's just it's the same for students. If you've ever taken one of my, like, had me as an instructor at Hat Creek or wherever. So
I like it. I like it.
yeah. Got to differentiate somehow, right? It's easier for me to go high than low, I guess.
There you go. There you go. Well, so with the carbon fiber technology and like having that in there, like what I mean, you guys have all the tooling, everything is done in house except for like maybe like the butt pad. Like there's very few pieces that aren't done there. What did that look like when you all are developing that? When you're taking this innovation to another level? I was just kind of curious the steps, and maybe if you can talk about maybe the production and like what that looks like, cradle to grave. I mean, obviously you've got everything from all the machines, all the tooling and everything, and then you're testing stuff out in your range there in house.
Yep.
So maybe if you can just kind of like, give a little bit of, overview of that so people can, kind of know what happens at the Seekins Precision's headquarters.
Yeah. So we do everything on the rifles we do in-house. And when I say everything, we're talking like every barrel, action, the bolt handle, the firing pin, the bolt face, the extractor on the bolt face. We make everything on this rifle tip to tail except the trigger and the rubber butt pad right here on our factory floor. So if you go to the website, you can take a tour of the factory. You can see what it looked like a couple years ago. It looks completely different now. We've added like 20,000 square feet since we did that, 360-degree tour you can take. So there's more machines, there's more stuff here. We've been playing with carbon fiber barrels for a while. Just for funsies, but decided like, hey, this is the year. Like, let's upgrade the Element M3. Let's give it that. We changed the PH2 to the PH3, and it came with so many more options than the PH2 did. Right, full length M-lock rail, quick change barrel system. More lug engagement and an easier throw on the bolt. What are we going to do for the Element to continue to have that nice separation between the two lines? And carbon fiber barrels was the obvious answer, right? Like, hey, we're already spinning them in house. It's been on the R&D table project and making barrels onesie twosie for guys over the last couple of years. So let's get loud about it. Let's thin that out and make that production live. But that's the big thing is we do it all right here on our own shop. We have crazy automation. There's robots everywhere. We come in every day, like everybody gunned up.
Yeah, you got to be ready.
Robots haven't taken over. We're good. So, but it's really a unique place to work. Every machine that lands now on the floor already has a robot purchased for it with some type of automation already in mind for plugging and playing parts. And it's allowed our guys to be so much more effective with our time. We haven't had to fire anybody because of automation. We've actually had to add people because the growth is so fast, and it's been amazing for us to be able to catch this big rocket ship ride of growth. But we can't go so fast that we outrun the stuff that we're famous for. Seekins Precision, not Seekins pretty close. That's Glenn Seekins' favorite saying. So
we
do a bunch of testing in-house. Our quality control process is very robust, much more so than somewhere else because we're making them right here. So we don't have 4 or 5 or 10 different machine shops making different parts, and sometimes those tolerances stack up to your favor, and a gun's a lights out shooter, and sometimes they stack up against you, and it's not. We don't have to worry about any of that because we test everything right here in house. Things like 1 in 6 receivers goes through the entire quality control process. We have a big Zeiss machine that measures stuff to like 20 microns. I don't know what that measurement is. It's super small. But it goes through the entire quality control process. So if anything has gone awry, we know within 6 actions, and then we can go back and get those other 5. Mm-hmm. and pull those and measure those. Hey, what was it? Can it be reworked? Are these ones out? Whatever. So our scrap rate is extremely, extremely low. And then our tolerance windows are so fine because we can put them out there with these extremely tight tolerances, which allows us to make, guns on a production style level with custom gun, precision and machining, because it's literally all of those are getting taken into account. 1 in 8 guns gets pulled and sent downstairs to accuracy test. All the guns have to be fired, obviously, before they leave. So every gun has been shot before it leaves here. But 1 in 8 get accuracy tested. They go downstairs. We have a climate-controlled 100-yard underground range here. That's a really nice facility. So everything gets tested there, and it's got to be 0.6, 0.5 or better, or it's not leaving. So generally, that's what we see. Everybody wants to know what our accuracy guarantee is. It's too easy to slap 3/4 of a minute on a box, send it out, and then the customer gets a minute or a minute and a half. He calls them up and says, nope, it's 3/4, like you're on your own. It's you, or it's the glass, it's the ammo. That's not what we want to do. So our shooter satisfaction guarantee simply states that our rifles will shoot the accuracy you require, right? If that's sub-minute, perfect. We're already there. If that's one hole, then we're gonna have some teaching to do, right? We're gonna like, hey, if you want to shoot one hole groups, the gun can absolutely do it. However, it's not going to do it off the hood of your truck with 10 dogs in the bed, right? That's not a thing. So, so like walking hand in hand with customers is something that our customer service team does, our custom shop does, that I do every day to ensure that the knowledge is there to be able to get them the accuracy that they are expecting or that they require. And that has really kind of what sets Seekins apart across the board. Is our customer service and the ability we have to walk guys down this path. We'll take the time out. We'll make sure that they understand what they need to understand. And that bleeds into lifelong Seekins customers and fans of not just our product, but the experience that they had with the company. So.
Well, and I can speak to the accuracy. Obviously, this whole last year, you sent me a rifle. I had put it to the test, a lot of animals down, but right out the bat, man, I mean, factory ammo, it's half MOA, and I'm doing reloads right now and testing this stuff out. I'm clipping that big time. I mean, this is the most accurate factory rifle I've ever had. I had a custom one built for me by a buddy. He did a great job, but factory ammo with y'all's, it just beats it, and it's super light. It's great, and I'm actually looking forward to testing out the Element Hunter. Now, that thing is sick looking, man, and it's got a foldable stock. I want you to just talk a little bit about that, because like that is something you see a lot of in the AR modular builds, but this is like a hunter specific. I mean, this thing is incredible looking, and I know all your rifles are amazing, but I wanted you to talk a little bit about that, just because when I saw that kind of jumped off the page, and it says Hunter in the name. And so let's talk about that and what you hope that people can see when they have that in their hands.
Yeah, so like the chassis system has kind of invaded the hunting world the last 2 years pretty heavily. And we were looking at a lot of the stuff that was out there, and it looks like they just took like a big tactical chassis, put it on, a horrible diet, and then, hey, here's your hunting rifle. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't really look like, because they've thinned everything down, like there's a lot of wiggle and wobble. It wasn't fitting the need that I think the market really wanted. So we looked at it and said, hey, what makes a hunting rifle a hunting rifle? Well, it's how it feels. Right. So we took the slam rifle and we said, hey, let's make a chassis gun that feels still like a hunting rifle, but that gives you all the modularity of a chassis system. So we launched the slam rifle, 2 years ago. It's been super successful, but it's just out of the custom shop. So the Element Hunter is a production version of that gun. So instead of some of the hand-laid carbon fiber, it's carbon fiber injection molded, like carbon fiber plastic mix that's injection molded. So it's easier, and we can make numbers a lot faster. It's not so time consuming as hand laying up each carbon fiber piece. But it still comes with all those same features. So it still has that full length M-LOK rail on the bottom. It still has a nice fit, form, and feel of a hunting rifle on the front end. It's not metal. It's not cold. It's not flimsy and chintzy. Like, it's still a fore end of a hunting rifle. And then as you move backwards, now we took that folder and threw it on there. So now you can fold it up. It's super short. It's super tiny. We have 16-inch barrel options. We have 20-inch barrel options. So suppressed or not suppressed, it's still sliding into a scabbard on a backpack or the side of a horse, and it's just not taking up nearly the room that it would if it was extended. And it's crazy lightweight. So we're still down in that 5.5, 6 pound range, but with all of the modularity of a chassis, but none of the stuff that people don't like about it. If you're going to shoot tactical stuff, shoot tactical stuff. That's a big, heavy system. They want the weight. They want it to be heavy. They want the metal. But hunters don't necessarily resonate with that same shooting style. They want something that still feels like, hey, man, this feels more like the rifle my dad taught me to hunt with than some big tactical monster. So
Sure. Oh man, that's exciting. Well, man, I just cannot wait to see this get in people's hands, have everyone's reactions. I mean, these are some amazing rifles. You guys are just pushing innovation once again. I mean, I am just blown away by all the things you guys are doing. And I can't wait for everyone to get out there. All the shows are coming up. Put one in your hands, place your orders now, and everything's pretty much shipping right now, or at least within
yeah,
the
we're
next few
making
weeks, right?
parts. Yeah, so I went and pulled this one off of the assembly line back there. So we are making stuff right now. It's shipping right now. You should see them at your local dealer or through our distributor network start to trickle in, but they'll be there en masse, like big time, for all the wheels turning, like doo, doo, as fast as we can go down the track. Mid-February, beginning of March, everything should be wide open as fast as we can go, both on the production side as well as the shipping side. So everything is scheduled to be turning and burning. We're making parts now. We're getting guns sent out now, but full tilt, wide open. All the chocks removed. Mid-February, everything's on the roll.
Man, so excited for you guys. And you make sure when you're ordering your rifle, you're picking up the scope rings. So it started it all for me. And now I am just a Seekins man through and through. My other rifles are jealous. I don't know what to tell them. I don't know what to tell them, man.
Yes, I know. I'm taking this one out again. I'm sorry. I'll make some time for you on the weekend.
But I won't. They just keep them company in the safe. That's all really at this point.
Yeah. Swapping old war stories.
Exactly. I remember when he used to take me out. Oh. See, I have that voice for my rifles. You got the customer voice. There we go.
There
So
you go.
one other thing I was going to ask you about, man, that the new 7mm backcountry. Obviously, there's been new calibers that are coming out, and with the steel case, you're talking about the higher pressure systems there too. I was just curious, man. I'm sure you've tested it out, you've put it to the test. What do you think about it, man? Is that something that people should be putting in their consideration? Because I was a 300 PRC man last year, and I don't know if I can go with anything else now. I love it, but that one was catching my eye. And for people who might not know, can you talk a little bit about that caliber and what that's offered? And is that offered in all 5 there?
Yeah. So we offer it in all of our guns. So the seven backcountry is just a new round that Federal came out with. It's a nickel-plated stainless steel case, which is so they can get more pressure. Now, there's a couple different companies that are playing with it. SIG has the 277 Fury out. It's been out for a while, but you couldn't find any in the store because every round they were making was going straight to their military contract. Now, like as of middle of December, you can start to see boxes here and there at your local place that you're buying ammo. They're shipping it out more and more as they've met those demands that the military needs. And so there's a couple differences. They have like a stainless steel cup and then a brass outer side, right? So there's a bunch of stuff to go into about the differences between what brass does under pressure versus what nickel-plated stainless steel does under pressure, yada yada yada. So there's pros and cons to both. The brass expanding and catching the sidewalls eliminates bolt thrust, which is awesome. But then you have to have stuff that's able to withstand that pressure down the barrel. That nickel-plated stainless steel on the 7 backcountry is not going to expand and catch any sidewalls in the chamber, so you're getting a massive amount of bolt thrust. So is it gonna everybody's like, oh, it's a lot of pressure. It's not going to hurt anybody. It's not blowing anything up. That's not the case. However, you may experience some heavy bolt lift and some issues as that bolt thrust tends, if that gun is not built to continuously handle 80,000 PSI, you'll start to notice some things like that. So 7 backcountry is an amazing concept. High pressure rounds are for sure coming in a bunch of different calibers. We're necking down on the R&D side. We're necking down 277 Fury brass to 6.5 Creedmoor, and it's going mock Jesus out of the barrel. It is so fast. So, but excuse me. So, it is coming for sure. Now, when you lead the charge, sometimes it doesn't always work out for that first guy up the hill. Right. So that is a little bit of my worry with 7 backcountry is they're the ones that are leading the charge, which is bold and brave and good for them. And it is for sure a round worth considering. There are some other rounds that are coming down the pipe, which will help continue that charge and be sure that high pressure becomes a thing that is commonplace on the SAMI spec side of the house, which is awesome. Right? It's fast, it's flat. The terminal ballistics are absolutely out of control. They're amazing, right? So that's coming. And I think the 7 backcountry is leading the charge, which is both a pro and a con for them. That's a double-edged sword that's going to cut both ways. But somebody has to lead the charge, and I'm glad they're doing it. So the next question with that high pressure is like, what's the barrel life? It's terrible. Why do you think all of our guns now have a quick change barrel, right? Like it's so yeah, it's not nearly what you would get because it's more pressure. Everything is in that throat. And that's where it's at. So no, the barrel life will not be nearly as good with the 80,000 PSI versus a standard 60,000 PSI semi-spec cartridge. But quick change barrel options. We've already sent our prints out to a bunch of other barrel manufacturers because they asked us to, like, hey, we see what you're doing. We know where you're headed. We're looking at the market. We're all under the same NDAs. Like, we want to make some drop-in barrels for you guys. So Proof, Bartland, bunch of other barrel companies are making stuff specifically for PH2 or PH3s, the Element Hunter, the Element M3, the HitPro M3, all that stuff. So barrels will be around as this high pressure makes its way in and just starts eating them up.
And what does that look like as far as, like, let's say, someone's getting a long action and they get in a specific caliber, if they want to have something else that they can switch off, is that something they can order directly from you guys now, or are you just producing the rifles with those on? And, what does that look like as far as the development lead out of that?
So we can always, we're always making barrels, right? So if there's different calibers, you want to try something different, or you shot your barrel out, there's always rifle barrels that are orderable through Seekins Precision. But the timeline is a little long for those because we're making so many guns. They're eating up, depending on the batch, between 85 and 95% of the barrels that are coming out. So that's why, like, other companies have realized, hey, this pinch is coming. This is our chance to really get out there and get our product in front of some guys. And from Seekins standpoint, we'd love you to have Seekins stuff, but the pool is big enough for everybody to swim around in. So we're happy to have these other companies jump on board and make stuff specifically for our actions, and allow customers a faster or different option than our carbon fiber or our stainless steel barrels.
Right on. Well, man, I think, if anyone that's listening wants to learn out more, I will have all the links down below. There's some great videos featuring each one of these new rifles, some close-ups, some B-rolls, some really informative stuff. So I'm going to have everything down below. Also, make sure you're following Seekins Precision on YouTube and all the socials as well. And Matty Nelson, some really amazing content there too. And, do you just have any kind of closing words for some of the customers and fans of Seekins that you'd like to go ahead and leave them with this podcast?
Oh, absolutely. Like, thank you for listening. Like, George, you've been such a good friend just in the short time we've known each other. Like, very, very kindred spirit. It's not always that lines up, and it's been awesome to be able to swap phone calls and text messages with you over the last several months, and it's been great. So to you and your fans that are hearing this, and to the Seekins fans that are listening to this, you guys are what make it possible. This growth that Seekins has experienced in the last 7 years has been a rocket ship, and that is because of the end users that are out there trying our stuff and checking it out. And we cannot thank you guys enough for your support of Seekins, your support of our product, and getting the word out there to the people to your left and right. Letting your friends know about it, and them in turn becoming Seekins fans through the quality of the product and the quality of the care they get from the people here at Seekins. So to all those guys, we cannot thank you enough. If you haven't heard of Seekins, give us a shot. Like our hats, I'll put our name in the ring, I'll throw our hat in the ring, and we'd love to have the opportunity to win you over as well. So thank you so much. And we just love you guys, man.
Cheers, man. Well, hey, thanks again for joining me, and I look forward to all the wonderful, innovative things that are to come in the years to come, and can't wait to test out this rifle and put it to the test, and I'll be sharing all my experiences with you guys. I had a year in the life of Seekins, and I'll be having that article be coming out very soon, and each year I plan to do this, man, because these are the best rifles on the market, in my opinion. I love them. I love the people behind it, and Matty, love you, buddy. Thank you so much again for joining me. You guys have a great day.
Take care.